What's going on, everyone? So Los Angeles Lakers desperately need a point guard, a legit two-way point of attack 3-and-D point guard. Austin Reaves, he doesn't cut it, right? I mean, I talked about it all last season. I've talked about it this season. I know anytime I'm even like remotely critical of Austin Reaves, all the Reaves stands come in and tell me how I'm wrong, but they never actually have reasoning. It's always like just opinion-based or how they feel, when the stats, the numbers, the eye test, everything shows otherwise. Again, he's not a bad player. He's not a point guard. He is a two guard. And everyone keeps trying to make him a point guard, and he's not that. He doesn't handle ball pressure well. He's not athletic. He's not physical. He doesn't have the size and the weight behind him, right? Like yesterday was a great example. Has he had games where, he's had 7 assists and, only 1 turnover or something? Yeah, sure. But a lot of players do, right? But it's just the consistency. Lakers have a ball pressure issue, period, this season. They're one of the worst teams at handling ball pressure this season. And do you think it's really a coincidence that Austin Reaves is on ball more than he's ever been? And now all of a sudden Lakers have a ball pressure issue? Like Austin Reaves was registered for 6 turnovers. He had probably 10 because he had several instances that he was the cause of the turnovers, but somebody else got credit for it. Example, that pass where he just threw it and it hit Anthony Davis at the top of the key, but he threw it to the side, right to the Piston player, but it touched Anthony Davis, literally hit him, and the Piston player just grabbed it, ran the other way. That was a bad pass by Austin Reaves. It wasn't even close to Anthony. It was to the Detroit player. They ran the other way. They got a bucket. They scored. But Anthony Davis gets credited for the turnover because he's the last person to touch the basketball. Right? So, again, it's things like that become an issue. Lakers need a legit point guard. I've talked about Bruce Brown heavily, right? And I've talked about the more and more that I think of Bruce Brown, the more and more that I talk about Bruce Brown, the more and more I like Bruce Brown. I know he hasn't played this season. You need to kind of see what he looks like. But he doesn't have this insane injury history and stuff. He should be fine. Might take a little bit, but he's a big, physical, athletic guard that can defend 1 through 3 and on some occasions the 4. Malcolm Brogdon. I know a lot of people aren't really big on Malcolm Brogdon. It's not my favorite option. His injury history has not been great. It's definitely a concern. But healthy Malcolm Brogdon makes all the sense in the world. Again, a big, physical, versatile guard. 6'4", he's 230, right? Can defend 1 through 3, defend 4 on occasion, because he can defend big, he can defend up, and shoot the 3 ball and do all those things. Lakers need something like that. Gabe Vincent has really turned it around. He's been really good lately on both sides of the basketball. The effort, the energy's there. He's knocking down the 3 ball. He's shooting over 43% in the last 10 games or so. But again, he's small, right? He's 6'3", 200 pounds. Right, Austin Reaves is 6'5" at 197, something like that. Right, again, these guys, they don't have the weight, they don't have the size, they don't have the physicality. We need that physical defensive guard. We need that guard that can go out there. And Markelle Fultz is somebody that the Lakers have been interested in, have been linked to. And a lot of people are Markelle Fultz, why Markelle? But Markelle Fultz is, again, that type of physical, athletic, defensive guard that you need. I understand the offensive concerns. I understand the shooting concerns. But Austin Reaves, will give you 9, but give up 20, and then turn the ball over, have 2 assists and turn the ball over 6 times. And it's just it's a constant, right? Lakers obviously they need more. They need to upgrade the guard position. They need to upgrade the forward position. They need to upgrade the backup center position, right? By any means, whatever it takes, you got to get it done. And you got to find that guard on the market. The problem is how many guards are there? I wouldn't even mind a Colin Sexton because, he's getting physical, he's aggressive, he's athletic. Lakers just don't have that athleticism. Austin Reaves doesn't have that athleticism, right? I talked about, the defensive surge, number 1 in defensive rating, right? The last 5 games. And I talked about how sustainable is it, right? Lakers cannot match up against these physical, athletic teams. Every time we play one of these teams, it's an issue. Every time we play one of these teams, Lakers struggle, right? And they turn the ball over a ton, and there was a stretch in that fourth quarter. They were down like 8 with like 7 minutes left, and it looked like they just quit. And I understand, like, you know, the refs were letting them play, and Detroit was being physical and all that stuff. What do you think is going to happen in the playoffs? What do you think happens come playoff time? You don't think teams are going to know that? Hey, Austin Reeves is the point guard, right? Get into his chest. Get the ball out of him. Pressure him. Knock him down a few times, right? Like, teams are absolutely going to do that. Teams are absolutely going to be. What is one of our biggest problems with Denver? Their physicality, right? The way that they pressure us, right? Their size, their just ability, well, and mental. As much as the Lakers say it's not a mental thing, I mean, it's clearly a mental thing. But we've had these problems with these teams that can really just get into the chest of some of our guys. And we need to get some guys that can fix that and solve that and help that matter. Right? I mean, trades never change. I mean, it's even why, you know, even when we were going through the stretch and the Lakers were looking good, and yes, I was praising them. You know, they look like a competent basketball team. It's like, man, where's this team been the whole time? Right? But it's easy to do that against the Sacramento Kings, who aren't physical, who are small, who aren't athletic, right? Like, they're not this, like, insane athletic team. DeMar DeRozan, you don't have to worry about getting into the chest of the defense, right? Like, or chest of the offense and our players, right? Like, you don't have to worry about those guys in Sacramento, right? So it looks great. We're playing defense. We're handling that. We're winning games. Looking great. Right, some of these smaller teams, it's looking great. It's fine. You know, like we'd be fine against teams like Sacramento. We'd be fine against teams like, you know, Phoenix Suns. Right, we'd be fine against some of these teams. But some of these other teams, the Thunder, right? I like the matchup against the Thunder. I've talked about it before. I like our size and stuff like that. But their guard pressure, I mean, we saw it in the Thunder game, is going to be an issue for them. For the Lakers. And are they going to be able to navigate that and get out of it? I think that the Lakers they have advantages in other areas, but you need to be able to bring the ball up the court. You need to be able to defend. You know, what happens if we do get to the finals when we play Boston and you have, you know, Drew Holiday and Derek White just constantly just applying that pressure to our guards? Like, it's going to be a quick series, right? Like, it's just, these are the things that are frustrating. These are the problems that the Lakers have that really do need to be addressed. And it's why, like, I keep maintaining people. Why do you talk about so many trades and stuff like that? Because they need them, right? One, it's the news. It's just what's available right now. But the other side of it is, like, they clearly need it more than probably anybody. If they really want to be a contender, if they really want to try to win. Problem is that the guard that we need is very limited. There's only a few options out there, right? It's, again, primarily Malcolm Brogdon, who can't stay healthy, Bruce Brown, who hasn't played, right? But, you know, again, he doesn't really have the injury issue history, at least. And then, like, Colin Sexton, you know, and then after that, it's like, okay, well, then who? Like, that's actually available, that actually is obtainable and makes sense, right? Like, you know, I would love an IO. Is that possible? Can you, even if you don't want to do the Levine trade and go get Levine, can you at least get IO? Right? Give you that 6'5", athletic, versatile defensive guard. Right? Like, you know, Jordan Clarkson isn't the answer. Right? Like, some of these other names, just not the answer. Right? Like, Dennis Schroeder would have helped, but he's not big. Right? Like, he's physical. He's pesky. He's aggressive. Right? I mean, that would have been nice to have too, even now. But, like, Lakers, they need to address the guard position. They need to address the wing position. Look, I've talked about it all season long. They need to address the perimeter. The center position, yes, obviously we need a center. It's not the biggest priority. It's not. Right? Like, we need the perimeter. If you fix the perimeter issues, you fix 95% of the issues. Right? Teams are jacking up threes at a rate higher than anyone else. Right? They're winning the 50-50 balls. everyone turns into Steph Curry. Like, it's just even the rebounding issues that we have stems from perimeter, because teams are taking a bunch of long ball threes, which lead to long ball rebounds, and then it's just a foot race. It's 50-50 balls, and I just got to outrun D'Lo and Reeves and Rui. Like, I can do that. Like, that's how these teams are looking at it. And you just got bullied twice by Detroit. Twice. And look, Detroit's a good team this year. They are. They're right in the thick of it in the Eastern Conference. They've had some very notable wins, including, they're coming off of a Phoenix win coming into our arena, and they bullied us. They did. They bullied us. And it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? I feel, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot, so we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.